Okay, Monarchs, this is going to be the video, the homework help video for worksheet 1.7. Okay, before we get into it, we are going to be completing the whole worksheet, all 4 of the numbers. Okay, so we're doing numbers 1 through 4 and all parts of those numbers. Okay, that's simply because that most of these are calculator problems. All right, so I will go through a few of them with you. Okay, so on F, we have the square root of a fraction. So I'm going to go ahead and do that one with you. We have the square root of 25 over 196. Okay. So remember, like I said in the notes, when we have a square root of a fraction, we just take the square root of the top number, the denominator, and the square root of the bottom number. Okay. And that's how we get our final answer. So the square root of 25, if we were to put that in a calculator, is 5. And the square root of 196 is 14. So my final answer to number 1F, the one with the fraction, is 5 over 14. Okay. Pay attention. Remember, this is a 4th root. This is a 3rd root. So please pay attention to those numbers as you are going to be finding the 4th root and the 3rd root of 81 and 64. Okay. You're not just finding the square root. Number 2 says simplify the expression by finding the root. Round the answer to the nearest hundredth place. These are all calculator problems. You can put these all in your calculator. I do want us to take a look at number C, though, or number 2C. So you cannot take the square root of a negative number. And that's because you cannot multiply the same number by itself and get a negative number. Like if we multiply 2 negatives, we're still going to get a positive. 2 positives, we're still going to get a positive, right? So this is not possible. So the answer to 2C is no solution. Okay, or not possible. You can write no solution or not possible. Okay, that's the answer to 2C. You are responsible for doing the rest of these. I'll flip it over. 3 says complete the table for the perfect cubes by writing the numbers that are multiplied by each other 3 times. Okay, so I'll start this table for you. So the cube root of 0 is 0. You multiply 0 by itself 3 times to get 0. The cube root of 1 is 1. Remember, 1 times 1 would still be 1. The cube root of 8 is 2, okay? And you can kind of see how this chart is going, all right? It's counting up. That's just a hint. Okay, so that's how we would do number 3. Now let's look at number 4. Number 4 might be a little tricky. It says complete the diagram by writing in the numbers that multiply together to create the roots, okay? So basically, all we need to do is find the square root of these numbers and write the 2 numbers that are multiplying together to get that number, okay? So if I was to take the square root of 64, I would see that it's 8. So I know I have to multiply 8 times 8 to get 64, okay? All right, so that's what I will do for the rest of these. There are a couple cube roots and a 4th root actually, so I'll go ahead and do the 4th root for it with you. It's 4F. So it wants us to find the 4th root of 81. It wants us to figure out what number you have to multiply by itself 4 times to get to 81, okay? So if I was to put that in my calculator, I would see that it's 3. So you just do a 3 here, 3, 3, and 3. That's just showing that you're multiplying 3 by itself 4 times to get to 81. The 4th root of 81 is 3, okay? So that's the same thing you want to do for the cube root of 125. What number do you have to multiply by itself 3 times to get to 125, okay? Or what number do you have to multiply by itself 3 times to get to 27, okay? If you guys have any questions, please reach out to me via email. My email is on Schoology. Remember, there is also tutorial Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. Okay, there's always math tutorial Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. if you need additional help. Okay, all right. Thank you guys. Thanks for tuning in.